This story begins and we are told that the Blue Star is a world parallel to Earth. 100 years ago, a game called Dawn came to Blue Star. At the same time, monsters, bosses, and even evil gods in the game were constantly threatening the world. The only way to survive is to awaken a profession and become a professional, then venture into the word Dawn. Battle monsters, and progress until you become the strongest. We then see an awakening ceremony, and the taste master is speaking. Sun Xiaoli, successfully awakened, profession, forge master. Then we see some students, who are laughing a lot and making jokes, and they are all saying, "Ha ha, that's hilarious. Awakening as a forge master, basically the epitome of uselessness." That's right. In the early stages, her crafting profession only allows her to improve by buying materials, which is prohibitively expensive. And the teacher is saying to them, "Quiet. Next, Wang Tianxi. Come on up." And one of the boys steps forward to awaken his power, and that boy's teammates are cheering him up, and they're all saying, "Wang Xianxi, successfully awakened, profession, paladin." As expected, Brother Wang, the paladin profession is a rare one. And his other companion says, "It's not surprise, this is Brother Wang we're talking about." But his teacher is getting very angry with him and is saying to him, "After awakening, you get out of here so you don't waste anyone else's time." After this, the teacher takes the name of another boy whose name is Zhou Yi. And as soon as he appears, all the girls start talking about him. Then when Zhou Yi places his hand on that stone, we see that black-colored energy starts coming out from inside it, seeing which everyone gets very surprised. And a symbol of a thief appears on the stone. Seeing this, everyone becomes very shocked and they all say, "Zhou Yi, awakening profession as thief. Damn. A thief. That's a rare profession. It can steal items, deals the highest damage to single targets, and can even turn invisible. I'm so jealous." And Zhou Yi is very surprised when he awakens to his profession. And all the students are talking about Zhou Yi. What's the big deal? Zhou Yi isn't skilled with thief weapons. It's useless even if he has awakened it. I heard this guy was practicing with a two-hand sword for a long time because he wanted to become a warrior. He must be stunned now. And the children who bully are saying, "Alas! Such a waste of a profession. Even if he starts practicing now, it'll take him another year and a half to get used to it." And his other companion says, "Yeah, I don't think he'd last even a minute at the beginner level." But Zhou Yi is not making any difference to this. Rather, he is looking at his status, and he also gets a new skill, and he is thinking, every profession comes with a unique skill, and for a thief, it's Death Eye. Death Eye sees through the opponent's weakness, dealing 100% real damage over 5 seconds. Cooldown, 25 seconds. And Zhou Yi also gets another skill, God's Hand. An active skill. It can steal one of the target's items, skills, and attributes, maximum use 15 2 times for one target, cooldown, 30 seconds, range, 2 meters. And Zhou Yi is thinking this God's Hand shouldn't be a stealing skills possessed by ordinary thieves, right? After all, ordinary thieves can only steal gold. But God's Hand can even steal props, attributes, and skills. It's too awesome. And the system tells Zhou Yi, game system, comes with an additional exclusive passive skill, weapon mastery. Then Zhou Yi is thinking, this passive skill doesn't seem very useful. Weapon mastery allows unrestricted use of any weapon. But maybe. Is it really possible to use it to become a two-handed sword thief? Weapons aside, this skill, God's Hand, is clearly not a skill of an ordinary thief. Is this my trump card? And Zhou Yi is going ahead, but suddenly his teacher comes behind him and he says to Zhou Yi, "Xiao Zhou, don't listen to their nonsense. Besides, you still have time to pass the beginner trial. Go back and familiarize yourself with the thief profession." And after listening to the teacher's words, Zhou Yi says to the teacher, "Don't worry, teacher. I don't know how, but I really awakened a rare profession. P-scans. Most people want it but don't get it." Then Zhou Yi starts leaving this place, and while leaving he is thinking, the beginner trial? I'll show you how to pass it. But even now those students are making fun of Zhou Yi and saying about him, "You're kidding. Who cares about your crappy profession? An ordinary thief can only skulk around as a scout. How can you compare to our brother Wang? That's right, our brother Wang is our most durable paladin. Don't ever show your face in the game again. But Zhou Yi is not making any difference to what those students are saying, and he is moving ahead smiling. At the same time he is thinking, who said thieves can only skulk around as a scout? Just wait and see. And after this it becomes night. And we see Zhou Yi, who is looking at the system window. And the system is asking Zhou Yi to create a profile picture for him. And Zhou Yi is thinking, forget it, all thieves are masked, and can't be seen after entering the game. I'll just use my own face. Let's skip it. And the system tells Zhou Yi, dear Mr. Death Star, please choose your weapon. And Zhou Yi says, definitely a two-handed sword. The two-handed sword is a man's dream. And as soon as Zhou Yi selects the sword, the system tells Zhou Yi, weapon selection is completed successfully. Dear Death Star player, you are now set to embark on the beginner's trial. Beginner level trial, complete pass rate 0%, and then Zhou Yi gets teleported to another place. And he sees that his entire clothes have been changed, and seeing this Zhou Yi says, how my outfit has changed. That's quite clever. But then the system shows Zhou Yi a danger alert, and tells him that monsters are about to come. This is going to be the first wave of monsters. And Zhou Yi also gets ready to fight with those monsters. And we see that goblins come to that place, and one of them is ready to attack Zhou Yi. And he is saying, you delicious human. Let me taste your flesh and blood dash. But Zhou Yi is very happy, and he is saying, just in time. Let's see if my trump card works. I have to wait until it gets closer before I can strike. And the goblin moves forward to attack Zhou Yi, and Zhou Yi then activates God's hand and is about to attack the monster. But then the system tells Zhou Yi, 1 attribute point skills, none weapon, great stick goblin's teeth. And Zhou Yi is thinking, why is it a stick? Can't it steal skills or attributes? And we see that Zhou Yi has stolen the goblin's stick. And when he sees the goblin, he is very confused as to where his stick went. But there is a big goblin behind him, and the system is speaking to Zhou Yi, you can only randomly steal one of the items, skills, and attributes so that the actual combat shall prevail. And after listening to the system, Zhou Yi is getting very angry, and he is saying, are you kidding me? You make one feel so powerful. But isn't this just pure consummate fraud? And then the big goblin is about to attack Zhou Yi, and Zhou Yi also senses this. But he gets very nervous. But he is able to stop its attack with great difficulty, and he is thinking, this, God's hand, is somewhat unreliable, so let's test our luck again with an exclusive skill. And then Zhou Yi activates the Death Eye, and the system says to Zhou Yi, Death Eye sees through the opponent's weakness, dealing 100% real damage over 5 seconds. Cooldown, 25 seconds. And hearing this, Zhou Yi becomes happy, and he is thinking, great, I can see it? Weakness. Then Zhou Yi steps back, and the system says to Zhou Yi, because of weapon mastery, you are allowed now to use all types of weapons with no weapon penalties. And then Zhou Yi jumps to attack the goblin and hits it directly on the goblin's head, due to which the goblin's head explodes, and seeing this, all the goblins get very scared. Besides, the stick of that goblin is also broken. Because of which Zhou Yi throws away the goblin's stick and says, I have 2 chances to steal from everyone. Right. Then Zhou Yi starts fighting with all those goblins, and kills them very easily. After this he is checking the system and saying, I see. It is best used in combination with the thief's exclusive skills. This must be the right way to use God's hand. And then the system tells Zhou Yi that the second wave of monsters is about to come. And hearing this, Zhou Yi gets ready again to fight with all those monsters. But we see that there are many monsters in front of Zhou Yi. But he is very happy, and he takes out his sword. And Zhou Yi is ready to fight them, and he is thinking, bring it on. I'll be more serious this time. And Zhou Yi attacks all those monsters and starts killing them brutally. And while fighting with them, Zhou Yi is thinking, although the steel attribute is unpredictable, as a beginner, my high agility combined with the higher damage base of the two-handed sword allows me to easily overpower the beginner-level goblins. All my attributes have been increased by 16 points, and I've advanced to level 2. Then Zhou Yi kills all those monsters and we see that Zhou Yi's attributes have increased a lot. And seeing this, Zhou Yi is happy and he is thinking, the next step should be the ultimate boss. It's one of the bosses that are known to be impossible to beat. And then we see that a monster is moving very fast towards Zhou Yi, and Zhou Yi also feels this, and that monster is saying to Zhou Yi, "You little insect, kneel at my feet." And Zhou Yi is very surprised to hear this, where the hell? Then that monster comes behind Zhou Yi and says to Zhou Yi, "Little brother, are you, looking for me?" And Zhou Yi gets very surprised to see that monster because it is a night dancer demon, and its name is Lil Demon. Then Zhou Yi steps back from the demon and says, "When did she appear?" And the demon says to Zhou Yi, "A little thief carrying a two-handed sword as decoration? This is really so funny. A little thief?" And then Zhou Yi steals something from the demon using the god hand, which the demon is unable to notice. And Zhou Yi is thinking, that's right, better get her when she's not prepared. And the demon turns back and says to Zhou Yi, "What did you do? It did no harm to me at all." And the system tells Zhou Yi, "You still have one more chance to steal from the same target." And Zhou Yi gets very shocked after hearing this, and he is thinking, last time it was a stick. This time it's a ring. Can't it be more reliable? And then the demon notices that Zhou Yi has stolen her ring, so she tells Zhou Yi, "Little thief, what are you doing with my ring? Give me back my ring." And Zhou Yi says, "Damn, I've been caught. I only have one more chance, the CD isn't done yet, so I can only stall for a little while first." Then Zhou Yi says to the demon, "Wow, it's such an exquisite ring, especially when paired with the beautiful you, it's so perfect." And hearing this, the demon becomes happy and she is saying, "Really, you're right. In fact, the new family feels the same way." But Zhou Yi says to the demon, "But I stole it from you with my own ability, why should I give it back to you?" And hearing this, the demon gets angry and she says, "What did you say?" But Zhou Yi is thinking, next, I have to lead her to me, as long as she is within 2 meters. And she is very angry at demon and Zhou Yi and she is saying, "Damn it, you little thief." And then the system tells Zhou Yi, this is indeed the ultimate trial with a 0% passing rate, and Zhou Yi is thinking, this pressure alone, it makes me almost breathless. But then the cool down of God's hand is completed. And the demon moves very fast to attack Zhou Yi, and she injures Zhou Yi. But Zhou Yi is smiling and the demon again comes behind Zhou Yi to attack him, and attacks him. But at this time Zhou Yi has stopped the demon's attack, and seeing this the demon is very surprised and she is speaking. "My attack was blocked, your two-handed sword is actually not a decoration?" And Zhou Yi says to the demon, "Why do you look so surprised? Distance is enough now. Now, here's an even bigger surprise for you." And Zhou Yi again uses God's hand and the system tells Zhou Yi, stealing is successful. The skill, 10 steps 1 fatal strike, has been stolen. Then we see that the demon is not able to move and she is saying, "What happened to my ultimate move? Why do I suddenly feel like I can't do it?" And then Zhou Yi comes behind the demon, which surprises the demon. And Zhou Yi uses Death Eye and finds the demon's weak point, and the demon is surprised at how Zhou Yi has used his skill. And Zhou Yi takes out his sword and attacks the demon, due to which the demon is defeated and she falls down, and the demon is saying to Zhou Yi, "You, who the hell are you? It's impossible for a thief to break through so many restrictions at the same time." So Zhou Yi tells his name to the demon, Death Star. After this, Zhou Yi is thinking, she is worthy of being the ultimate boss compared to those goblins. There is quite a level difference. But with the combination of these skills, the damage was even higher than I imagined. And then the system tells Zhou Yi, "Congratulations to the beginner player Death Star for successfully passing the beginner ultimate trial. You're rewarded with a forbidden treasure chest." And we see that a lot of people have come to know that Zhou Yi has got the treasure chest as a reward, and they are talking, "Damn it, who is this Death Star? He's so awesome. I don't know, does anyone know what kind of profession does this Death Star have? Please give me a guide." Then the scene shifts, the Church of the End, and we see a man like a monster, who is laughing very loudly, and he is saying, he must have a powerful soul. If he is sacrificed to the Lord will surely be resurrected. Hurry up. Go find him. And we see, Blue Star Federation. And there is a man at this place, who is saying Death Star is such a powerful beginner, he will definitely be targeted by people from the church. In the end, find Death Star, and protect him at all costs. Then we see Zhou Yi, who is sneezing, and he is thinking, who's thinking of me? Who cares? Hey, let's take a look at what's in the treasure chest first. What? Could it be? Then Zhou Yi opens the treasure chest and golden-colored light is coming out from it. In this game world, there are various treasure chests. Like ordinary wooden chests, precious golden treasure chests, and unique dazzling diamond treasure chests. And the most precious treasure chest recognized is the forbidden treasure chest. And when Zhou Yi opens that box, a sword comes out of it, and the system tells Zhou Yi about it. Damocles' sword thrown weapon. After the weapon is thrown, it will cause 400% physical damage and 300% lightning attribute damage to all creatures within a 30-meter radius of the target. Upgrade requirements: kill 10,000 monsters with the Damocles sword upgrade effect. Adds an additional 30% true damage to the enemy's health, and Zhou Yi is very happy holding that sword, and he is saying, hee hee, with this sword, am I not a mobile nuclear? After this the scene shifts, and we see a scene from another place, and at the same time we see a man, who is knocking the door of someone's house, and he is saying, is Zhou Yi's home located in Building 6, Apartment 606? I'm his friend. And then the system tells Zhou Yi, you have visitors coming. And Zhou Yi gets a little surprised after hearing this, and he is thinking, huh? Is my sister Vask? Nike scans. Come, let me hide my nickname first, and see who it is. I'm coming. Who is it? And Zhou Yi starts going to open the door. Then he opens the door and asks the man in front, who are you? So the man says, well, I'd like to promote our church to you. We believe in the great Lord of the End, who has the power to lead us in the making of the world. He is the beginning of everything. The awakening of your rare profession is because of the guidance of our Lord, so please join us. And listening to that man's words, Zhou Yi is thinking, what end? What Lord? Is this a cult organization? How did they find me? In this case, it's better to call the authorities directly to handle this. And the man notices that Zhou Yi is calling someone, so he forcefully opens Zhou Yi's door and says, are you calling the police? And seeing this, Zhou Yi gets scared, and he is thinking, he's so strong, he's no ordinary person. Then the man forcefully opens Zhou Yi's door and angrily says to Zhou Yi, how dare you call the police? Then I'll just have to send you directly to my lord. And saying this, the man gets ready to attack Zhou Yi with the sword. Then Zhou Yi is about to use his god hand, and he is thinking, be it weapons or skills, I must steal one first to weaken his strength. But then the system tells Zhou Yi, warning, God's hand is not allowed to be used on human players. And hearing this, Zhou Yi gets nervous, and he is thinking, damn it, how to come there is such a setting. I thought my sister was back, so I wasn't armed with any weapon. I'll just have to make do with this. Anyway, weapon mastery allows me to use any weapon. And Zhou Yi grabs the knife and starts using Death Eye and finds the guy's weak point. And he attacks his weak point, but the man becomes even more angry and says, it seems that I underestimated you, but the only consequence for rejecting the Church of the End and daring to call the police is... Then the man again moves forward to attack Zhou Yi, and Zhou Yi starts running away, but the man is too close to hit Zhou Yi. But then someone attacks that man, due to which that man is killed. Then we see that two people come to that place, and both of them are speaking to Zhou Yi. Kid, are you okay? Don't worry, it's safe now. And that captain's mate says to him, Captain, the target is identified as a cult member. He is dead. And the captain is saying to Zhou Yi, let's get out of here and clean up the scene. Close the line. 30 minutes later. Captain is leaving this place, and he is saying to Zhou Yi, they are a cult organization that emerged after the emergence of the Dawn game. They specialize in killing professional players for fun, and once they've set their sights on a certain target, they won't let them go easily. You're still very weak now, so if it happens again, please contact us immediately. And Zhou Yi says to the captain, well, thank you for coming in time. Little Y. And then Zhou Yi's sister comes running there, and his sister says to Zhou Yi, Huff. What's going on here? Why are the law enforcers here? Are you alright? You weren't bullied by a bad person, were you? Little E. But Zhou Yi is very nervous, but he says to his sister, it's okay, it was just a routine inquiry from a passing law enforcement officer. Sister, let's go home first. And after listening to Zhou Yi, his sister says, Phew, I'm glad you're okay. By the way, little E, how did you do today? What profession did you awake? What's your nickname? Let I add you as a friend. This? Hey, what's with the sad face? It doesn't matter even if you awaken to a living profession. Your sister's salary is very high now, so I can support you. But Zhou Yi says, haha, no need thank you, sister. I'm a little sleepy now, so why not? You tell me. So I'm going up to rest first. And Zhou Yi goes to sleep, and while leaving he is thinking, time goes by so fast, I almost forgot. 18 years ago, I was an abandoned orphan when I came here. Whose child is this? Why is this he abandoned here? I was later adopted by my sister's family. Little E, this will be yours home from now on, and this is yours sister, Zhou Xingyu. That's great. I have a brother now. I'll protect you well. But my adoptive parents passed away unexpectedly. I'm sorry. Your parents. Sister, don't cry, you still have me. You're still a beginner. You're still very weak now, so if it happens again, please contact us immediately. Well, thank you for coming in time. So if I reveal my profession and nickname, my sister might be put in danger. Sorry, sister, give me some time. When I'm strong enough, I'll definitely tell you. After this the scene shifts, and we see Mingyu village. And Zhou Yi is looking at his status, and his level has increased to 3. I'm only at level 3 now, so if I want to level up quickly, I'm gonna have to take on quests. Quests have great rewards and experience. I remember that the thief mentor was right here, so I'm gonna go and learn skills from him first, then I'll see if there are any good quests I can do it later. Then we see another man who is laughing and saying to his other companion, you know what? The Death Star is my friend. I'll tell him to take care of you from now on. And his companion is surprised and says, you mean the Death Star? Who was the first to pass the final trial? So awesome. So the man says, of course, he and I grew up wearing the same pants. And Zhou Yi is very fond of listening to the man's words, and he is thinking, oh, how come I didn't know that I have a buddy? But Zhou Yi moves ahead without paying much attention to his words, and when he moves ahead, he sees a man, and Zhou Yi says to the man, hello thief mentor, I'd like to learn a skill from you. So the man says to Zhou Yi, you useless noobs just love to bother me while drinking. See for yourself. Then the man shows 3 skills in front of Zhou Yi and asks him to choose, and Zhou Yi is thinking, poisoning and backstabbing wouldn't do much for me, but stealth is a thief's specialty. But that man is speaking, hurry up and choose. Don't keep me from drinking. So Zhou Yi tells that man, I'd like to learn stealth, but are there any other quests you can assign to me? But the man gets a little angry after hearing Zhou Yi's words and says to him, you're not finished yet? Go, go, go. My quests aren't something that just anyone can take on. Also, don't forget to pay the 10 gold coins for learning the skill. What quest could a kid, who's not even at level 5, take on? But Zhou Yi is not concerned about the man. He is just thinking, there aren't most normal NPC here. And when Zhou Yi is going ahead, the first man is saying to Zhou Yi, don't ask for trouble if your level is not good enough. You think you're the Death Star. And calls him man's companion. That's right, new people should do what new people do. Then the man says, just go to Wild Wolf Valley to practice first, survive for the night, and maybe you'll be able to level up tomorrow, kid. And the girl near the NPC is saying, a thief with a big sword on his back? Even a child wouldn't go with that. These days, there are all kinds of players, but the mentor brother is the most handsome. And the man says, "You're right," but then a monster is thrown on them, seeing which all three of them become very excited, and we see that Zhou Yi has come to the place and he is saying, "Ugh, I'm sorry, my hand slipped." And after listening to Zhou Yi, a man says, "Your hand slipped all the way here, huh?" But Zhou Yi tells him, "Can I take a quest now?" So fast. So that NPC says, "You can go to the north of the village, where the quests are easier and suitable for beginners." At the same time he is thinking, who the hell is this kid? Then Zhou Yi accepts his quest. And after this Zhou Yi starts leaving this place, and while leaving he is thinking, is there really a dungeon here? The easy quest, that the mentor was talking about. Could it be? I'm a serious person, and will never be fooled by such a quest. Then Zhou Yi has to go ahead and open the door, and as soon as that door opens he comes to another place, and he starts falling down, and we see this NPC who is thinking, it's almost time, I think he should have already fallen. Dark Ridge has the last and most difficult quest in Ningyu village. Since you dared to embarrass me, I'll make you suffer, you little bastard. Then we'll watch the scene of Dark Ridge. And Zhou Yi falls down from above and he stands up and is saying, I didn't expect that to really be the entrance. And as soon as he looks ahead, there are some worthy knights in front of him whose level is 8. And the system is speaking to Zhou Yi, you have arrived at the dungeon, and have triggered the side quest defeat 100 night monsters, time limit is 8 hours. And Zhou Yi says, I just landed and there are monsters already. There are so many monsters, and God's hand is a skill with a CD, even if I combine it with the skeleton sword which is suitable for single combat, it would be too slow to fight them one by one, so 8 hours is a bit tight. Why don't I try this one, which is suitable for attacks? And Zhou Yi takes out his sword and throws his sword straight towards those knights, and we see an explosion on the spot, and the system is saying to Zhou Yi, 10 out of 100 night monsters have been killed. And hearing this Zhou Yi becomes happy and he is thinking, the damage is so high, it's worthy of being a forbidden weapon. Then Zhou Yi takes back his sword and he is thinking, but it's good to get it over with quickly. And Zhou Yi again starts attacking from there and on those knights, due to which a lot of purple lightning starts happening at that place, and those monsters are killed. Then Zhou Yi collects all their items and looks at them. Is living and speaking, it's too easy, it makes no sense at all, and it's not much of a harvest, except for a couple of guaranteed skills books, the rest is all rubbish, not a single useful weapon. And then he starts feeling some movement at the place, and another dangerous knight comes to the place, who looks very dangerous, and as he comes, he is saying to Zhou Yi, are you the one who killed my men? Then you'll pay for it with your life. But Zhou Yi tells him, that depends on whether you have the ability. And Zhou Yi is thinking, finally, something interesting. Then Zhou Yi uses his new skill, which is stealth, and then he disappears from that place, and seeing this the knight gets very surprised and he says, what? He disappeared? Now that knight is very surprised, then Zhou Yi uses God's send on the knight, and he successfully steals something from him, but Zhou Yi is very surprised to see the thing because it is a mask. It happens, but the system tells Zhou Yi about the mask, disguise mask. It enables you to change your appearance and nickname in the eyes of outsiders, but if you lose it, you will return to your original appearance. But now that knight has become very angry at Zhou Yi, and he is saying to Zhou Yi, little thief bastard, how dare you steal my things in front of me? Damn it, I can't hold it in any longer. And now that knight is giving him trouble, and Zhou Yi is ready to take advantage of this opportunity, and the system tells Zhou Yi about the knight. The Great Dark Knight reveals his true appearance. Special quest triggered. Kill the true Dark Great Knight. And we can see his face, and there the knight is angry at Zhou Yi and is saying to him, I'm going to skin you and use you as a mask. And seeing him at night, Zhou Yi is saying, what kind? Is this a monster? Then that knight grabs his sword and attacks Zhou Yi, but Zhou Yi is avoiding his attack with great difficulty and is thinking, that was close. So fast. And Zhou Yi is able to save her from the knight's attack with great difficulty, and Zhou Yi is thinking, this is not good, I'm not good in melee combat, I can't hold up. I can't. There's no time to change weapons. Then that knight makes a dangerous attack on Zhou Yi, due to which blood starts coming out of Zhou Yi's mouth, and Zhou Yi is thinking, I'll use God's hand one more time and try my luck. Then Zhou Yi says to Knight, Hey, I didn't expect an ugly monster like you to be this strong, but you're just... bunch. Disgusting. Tentacles. That's all. And after hearing Zhou Yi's words, Knight gets very angry and is about to attack Zhou Yi again, but then Zhou Yi gets a notification from the system. God's hand cooldown is complete. And Zhou Yi uses the God hand to steal the knight's sword, and the system tells Zhou Yi about the sword, that the name of this sword is Great Sword Bacchus, and it is at the perfect level. And Zhou Yi uses his sword to attack the knight, but the knight is saying to Zhou Yi, You can't do anything to me using my weapon, you didn't even break my armor. And Zhou Yi tells him to Knight, Is that so? But then we see that the knight's power is becoming too much for him, and seeing this the knight becomes very surprised, and Zhou Yi again attacks him on the knight, and says to him, With your weapon, plus the added damage of Death Eye and 10 steps 1 fatal strike, nothing's impossible. And then the system tells Zhou Yi, Warning! The boss has entered violent mode. And the knight is getting very angry and saying to Zhou Yi, Stupid bug! You'll pay for this. But Zhou Yi does not care about Knight's words, and Zhou Yi tells Knight, What's the cost? The only cost is that you're so ugly it makes me feel sick. And we see that Zhou Yi's sword is behind the knight. Then Zhou Yi points his sword, due to which Zhou Yi's sword rotates, and hits the knight, and from above there is a dangerous purple lightning with which he hits the knight. Goes, and Zhou Yi gets a notification from the system, Congratulations on killing the world boss. A system announcement will be released soon, do you want to announce it anonymously? And seeing that notification, Zhou Yi is thinking, it's better not to make a big deal out of this. And then Zhou Yi gets another notification from the system. Congratulations to the mysterious player from the beginner village for killing the world boss Dark Knight. You'll be rewarded with a golden treasure chest. And Zhou Yi is opening the treasure chest and thinking, the harvest isn't that bad this time? It's a golden treasure chest after all. And then he takes something out of the treasure chest, and it contains a letter in which it is written, Hidden quest triggered, undelivered letter, send the letter to Xiao Yu in Dreamless Village quest reward? And seeing him on quest, Zhou Yi has a smile on his face. After this the scene shifts, and we see a scene from another place where some people are talking, and one of them is saying, I triggered a hidden quest not long ago, and I got a rare skill from it. And the other man says, Hidden quests are very hard to trigger, you're very lucky. Then the third man says, I'm jealous. In the morning world, hidden quests represent opportunities and all the impossibilities. Then we see this NPC who is very happy and thinking, it's been 2 hours, that kid must have given up. But then Zhou Yi enters the place, seeing which the NPC gets very surprised and is thinking, who the hell is this kid? And Zhou Yi comes to him in front of NPC and tells him, here's 500 gold coins, I want to inquire about a place. And NPC is very surprised to see so many gold coins, and he is saying to Zhou Yi, oh, that's pretty good, kid. Go ahead and ask. So Zhou Yi is asking him from the NPC, do you know the location of a dreamless village mentioned here? And NPT is a little surprised to hear the name of Dreamless Village. Then he drinks a little and starts telling Zhou Yi, do you know who doesn't have dreams? Dead people. A dreamless village is now a village of the dead. And hearing this, Zhou Yi gets very surprised. Then he starts telling further to NPC Zhou Yi, just 30 miles west of the beginner village, there's a tunnel that would lead you there. The dreamless village dungeon appears every day at midnight. The lowest level of the monsters there is level 25. You must know that the highest level of players in the beginning village is only level 20. There is even a level 30 boss, with a blood volume of 10W. However, this dungeon is actually a chance dungeon. The focus isn't on killing monsters. As long as you make the right choice, you will be able to obtain hidden career change props. And hearing this, Zhou Yi starts smiling and thinking, hidden career change props? That seems like a pretty nice reward. And the NPC tells Zhou Yi, however, Dreamless Village is really dangerous, so I'd advise you that. But it doesn't make any difference to Zhou Yi, and he starts leaving from here saying thank you to NPC, and while leaving he is feeling very happy and thinking, there are level 25 monsters after all, so I need to make proper preparations. Let's change this garbage first. He doesn't take my advice seriously at all, he isn't even afraid of Earth. Who the hell is this kid? Dawn and the real world are intertwined, and all items in the Dawn world can be sold and traded in the real world. The Black Dragon Chamber of Commerce, one of the top 3 chambers of commerce in the country, claims to be able to get you anything you want. And as soon as Zhou Yi goes ahead, he knows that his sister is coming from the front, and along with her, her friend is also there, and seeing this, Zhou Yi becomes very excited and is thinking, damn, why? Is my sister here with that damn witch? And Zhou Yi's sister sees Zhou Yi and says to him, little you? Why are you here? And what's with your outfit? Have you awakened to the assassin profession? And hearing this, Zhou Yi gets nervous and says to his system in panic, yes. Assassin. I'm an assassin. But Zhou Yi is thinking in his mind. Fortunately, I used the mask to hide my true identity before I came here, or else, Jiang Xiaoyu, the witch, would have found out, and I might have been exposed. Then Jiang Xiaoyu tells Zhou Yi, why did our two-handed swordsman switch to holding daggers? What are you talking about? You little brat. Right, our little swordsman is the strongest. But Zhou Yi tells Jiang Xiaoyu, none of your business. I could stab you in the back with a dagger. And Xingyu stops both of them and says, you too. You're always fighting as soon as you see each other. Please stop it. Just in time. I'll buy you some gear so that you can get through your beginner phase better. But Zhou Yi clearly refuses Xingyu, but this makes Jiang Xiaoyu very angry, and she is staring at Zhou Yi and saying to him, if you dare to spoil your sister's fun, you're dead. So Zhou Yi says to Jiang Xiaoyu, no need to buy anything too expensive, thank you, sister. Then they go to buy gear, and going ahead Xingyu says to the shopkeeper, Miss, please bring me the best beginner assassin gear you've got. And the shopkeeper is signaling them to come inside, then she says to Zhou Yi, come this way, sir. Then Zhou Yi goes inside and wears a gear, and when he comes out, Jiang Xiaoyu is laughing a lot after seeing him and saying, how about this set? The 2 little horns are great, just look at them, they look so dominating. Pfft. I think this set is just right, it suits your brother's temperament very well. Isn't it too fancy? Little you is an assassin, so he'd rather keep it as simple. How about this? And Xingyu likes this gear, and she is saying this set. Why does it feel like he's getting taller? 2 hours later, Zhou Yi has chosen a very good gear for himself, in which Zhou Yi is looking very good, and the level of the gear is also very good. Then now Zhou Yi is very tired, and Jiang Xiaoyu is talking to Xingyu. She is saying, not bad, our Xingyu chose this one. And Xingyu is saying, this one makes him much more handsome, miss. How much does this set cost? I'll take it. And the shopkeeper tells its price, total 188,999 gold coins. And Jiang Xiaoyu is talking to Zhou Yi, being took care of by your sister again. And Zhou Yi is thinking while looking at the watch, alas, I finally got at the gear, let's get out of here quickly. Then he says to Xingyu, sister, you and sister Xiaoyu should go hang out first. I'm going to Dawn World to do a quest. And her system bids him goodbye and says to him, don't stay up too late. And Zhou Yi leaves on his journey, and then we see Dreamless Village entrance. And Zhou Yi is moving forward and saying, this Dreamless Village. Shouldn't it be a lifeless place? Then the system tells Zhou Yi, Dreamless Village Dungeon, dungeon level, 25 to 30, danger level, 3 stars, dungeon description. A small mountain village that once experienced a catastrophe, now all that remains are barren ruins and a group of dead souls who are unwilling to leave. A barrier? Where are the level 25 monsters? How come there are only children? And then a child falls down, seeing which Zhou Yi goes to him and asks the children, are you okay? So that child says, I'm fine. Thank you, big brother, but we can see that the baby is already dead. And as soon as Zhou Yi goes ahead, he sees that some knights are harassing the villagers, killing them and even burning their houses, and seeing that Zhou Yi is getting very angry. It happens and he is thinking, the feeling of losing a loved one. It is definitely the last thing I want to remember. And then the system tells Zhou Yi, Quest 1, kill the night ghosts, and go to the real dreamless land. And Zhou Yi is saying, Great sword Bacchus armed. You scum, who massacred the villagers, you call your level as knights? Then Zhou Yi takes out his sword to kill the unit, but we see that the knight is already dead and the system tells Zhou Yi about him. Night ghosts, level 25, life 4000, magic 2000, skills, charge, jump/note. Knights were also thieves at some point. Then those knights move forward to attack Zhou Yi, and Zhou Yi is also ready to use it, and he makes him disappear from the place and says, None of you scum are worth stealing. And a knight attacks Zhou Yi, but he has already disappeared. Then Zhou Yi attacks him on the knight, due to which that knight is killed, and by doing the same, Zhou Yi starts fighting with all those knights and he starts doing them very badly and he destroys all of them, due to which the system says to Zhou Yi, Successfully killed the night ghosts. The current experience has reached the upper limit of level 20. The excess experience will be sealed automatically. After completing the hidden quest, it will be released automatically. Quest 2, kill the undead lord. And as soon as the system speaks, there is movement around and a hand comes out from under the ground, which is the king of these undead, and the system tells Zhou Yi about it. Undead lord, level 30, life 100,000, magic 8000, skills, dark orb, disperse the weak note. The evil lord, unwilling to accept his death, transformed into a ghost wandering along the banks of river Styx. And the undead king is very angry at Zhou Yi, and he is saying to Zhou Yi, I'm the immortal lord, and have supreme authority. But Zhou Yi makes a direct attack on the undead king and inserts his sword inside his body. Then he says to the undead king, Since you're already dead, don't come out and cause harm to others. And we see that due to Zhou Yi's attack, the undead king gets destroyed at the same place, and Zhou Yi gets a notification from the system. 2 props have been awarded. And Zhou Yi is saying, Oh! Luckily, this special accessory also comes with a skill. And the system tells Zhou Yi, Undead bracelet, perfect level class, accessories were requirements, level 20 effect, physique plus 30, agility plus 30 additional effect, can summon an undead skeleton to fight alongside you. Ghost steps, class, skill book, effect, increases movement speed by 30% for 5 seconds, increases dodging by 60% during release. Do you want to learn the skill? Yes or no? And Zhou Yi is saying, such a good skill must be learned immediately. Dodge gives me a chance to avoid an enemy's attack. A 60% increase in dodge basically means 5 seconds of invincibility for me. Then the system tells Zhou Yi, Broken Lord's helmet note, this is proof that you have killed the undead lord. And Zhou Yi is saying to him while looking at the helmet, this should be the next level's quest prop. Then Zhou Yi starts moving forward, and while going, he is thinking, the Xiao Yu mentioned in the quest is probably up ahead. Then we see, Dreamless Village Cemetery. And a girl is sitting at this place, and the system is speaking to Zhou Yi, you have reached the land of no dreams. And that little girl is crying and saying, Mom and Dad, don't you want me anymore? I'm so scared, those bad guys killed everyone in the village. Then Zhou Yi asks the little girl, are you okay? Little sister, are you Xiao Yu? And the girl turns back and says to Zhou Yi, Big brother, sob, I'm Xiao Yu. And Zhou Yi is saying this to the girl, Xiao Yu, I'm sorry to bother you, but I came too. But as soon as the girl sees Zhou Yi's sword, she gets scared and says, is this the weapon of the bad guys? You came here to hurt Xiao Yu. And that little girl starts moving away from Zhou Yi, and the system tells Zhou Yi about the girl, you have angered Xiao Yu. Name, Xiao Yu level? Life? Magic? And Zhou Yi is telling this to the little girl, I'm not Xiao Yu. Listen to me. I'm not a bad person. You see, I killed all the bad guys who were bullying the villagers. And the system tells Zhou Yi, Xiao Yu's favorable impression of you is 0. And now that little girl has become very angry at Zhou Yi, and she is using her power and saying, bad people are always full of lies. Uncles, help Xiao Yu. The bad guys are doing bad things again. And as soon as the girl says this, we see that many undead start coming out of the place, seeing which even Zhou Yi is surprised. Then the little girl says to those undead, "This time, I won't let the bad guys hurt us again. Uncles, get rid of this bad guy." And seeing this situation, Zhou Yi is thinking, what should I do? Do I really have to do this to a child? What's the difference between me and those scum if I attack them? That's right. This dungeon is actually a chance dungeon. The focus is not on killing monsters. I'll trust you one more time. Then Zhou Yi puts his sword back and he calmly stands it in place, and all the undead together attack Zhou Yi, and those undead are saying, "Why? Why did you torture us? You have to pay with your life. Die." And then someone says to Zhou Yi, "Traveler from here, you have proved your goodwill." Then when Zhou Yi opens his eyes, he realizes that there is no undead in front of him. Then he sees a girl coming to that place, and that girl is saying, unyielding, "Souls, go back, all of you." Then we see the girl who has a mask on her face. Then she comes in front of Zhou Yi, and as soon as Zhou Yi sees the girl, he gets very surprised and he is thinking that this is her. Then we see that the little girl starts running towards the girl, and the little girl is saying to the girl, "Sister King Yu, you're finally here," and Qin Yu is saying, "It's okay, Xiao Yu. As long as I'm here, no one can hurt you." And Zhou Yi is very surprised to see all these things, and he is thinking, this girl looks cold, but she is quite gentle with children. Cough. Strange, what is it? This feeling, huh? Not only do they have similar names, they also look alike. Then the little girl points towards Zhou Yi and says, "Sister Qin Yu, please help me get rid of this bad guy." But Qin Yu lives, "Xiao Yu, there must be some kind of misunderstanding here. I'm sorry. This child is an abandoned orphan, and he's very wary of foreign travelers." And then Zhou Yi gets a notification from the system. You can unlock a new side quest by asking about Xiao Yu's past life. And Zhou Yi says to Qin Yu, "Miss Qin Yu, what happened in the dreamless village? Why did Xiao Yu become an orphan?" So Qin Yu tells Zhou Yi, "Of course you might not know, but more than a decade ago, Dreamless Village was actually called Carefree Village. The villagers here worked hard and were self-sufficient. Though Xiao Yu's family wasn't rich, they were still very happy. Till that day, yikes! Someone's hurt. Help them, Dad, Mom. They saved those demons in human skin." Then Zhou Yi is saying, "If I'm not mistaken, you're talking about the monsters I just killed?" So Qin Yu says to Zhou Yi, "That's right. That group of brutal knights massacred the entire village after recovering from their injuries. They were no different than bandits." And the little girl is crying and saying, "It's all my fault. If I hadn't saved them, everyone wouldn't have had to die. Mom and Dad wouldn't have had to die." And Qin Yu says to Zhou Yi, "As you can see, after the massacre, the Carefree Village became the Dreamless Village. All the unyielding souls that died here are trapped in the village because of Xiao Yu's regret and obsession, repeating what happened on the day of the massacre." And hearing this, Zhou Yi feels bad for the little girl, and the system says to Zhou Yi, "Xiao Yu feels so sad, she can't contain her sobs." And then we see that red-colored energy starts coming out from inside the little girl, seeing which Zhou Yi gets surprised, and Qin Yu is saying, "Not good. Xiao Yu are going to go berserk. Get out of here. If the storm engulfs you, you'll become an unyielding soul of Dreamless Village." And then the system tells Zhou Yi, Xiao Yu's grief is so great that she has gone berserk. A storm of sadness is about to break out in the Dreamless Village, so please choose whether or not you want to stay and save her. Mission success rate, 1%. And Zhou Yi gets very surprised to hear this, and we see that the little girl is crying a lot, and Qin Yu is trying to calm the little girl, and as soon as Qin Yu is about to touch the little girl, but Zhou Yi holds her hand and tells her, "Won't you leave with me, Miss Qin Yu?" But Qin Yu stays, "I can't let this child become a mindless, unyielding soul. Sorry, but I have to save her." So Zhou Yi tells him, "You stay here. I'll save her." Then Zhou Yi starts going ahead, and seeing this, Qin Yu is thinking, he's actually willing to go to such lengths for Xiao Yu. And Zhou Yi is going ahead to calm down the little girl, and he is finding it very difficult, and he is saying to the little girl, "Xiao Yu, actually, I came to the village to deliver a letter to you." Then Zhou Yi gives her a letter to the little girl and tells her, This is a letter I intercepted from a certain dark knight after I killed him. Maybe this is the truth you want to know. And as soon as the little girl sees the letter, she calms down and says, so that's it. All of this was planned for the carefree village, and Zhou Yi says to the little girl, even if you didn't save them, they would have found another excuse to enter the village. It wasn't your fault. And hearing this, the little girl feels good and she slowly starts disassembling from this place, and while leaving she says to Zhou Yi, thank you, traveler. I can finally leave this world in peace. And that little girl goes away from this place, and Qingyu is saying thank you to Zhou Yi in her mind. Then after this it is morning and both Zhou Yi and Qingyu are standing together, and Qingyu is saying, let's leave everything about Carefree Village as it is. As a thank you, please accept this. Zhou Yi. And the system tells Zhou Yi about the thing, the Reaper's Medal. After using it, you can awaken the special profession of the Reaper. Prerequisite professions: Thief profession, Necromancer profession, level requirement, level 20. But Zhou Yi says, isn't this too much? So Qingyu stays, do you want me to take it back? But Zhou Yi doesn't accept it, and says of course not. You've already given it to me, there's no way I wouldn't assert it. And Qingyu is surprised to hear this, but when she looks at Zhou Yi's hands, she sees a ring and says, huh? How come MOU is in his hands? Could he be? Maybe Qingyu must have realized something. Then she turns her head to the other side and says to Zhou Yi, I have to leave. Now see you later, Zhou Yi. Then Zhou Yi says to Qingyu, you gave me a token of love, how can it not be destiny? See you later, Miss Qing. And after listening to Zhou Yi, Qingyu starts blushing and she is thinking, see you later. We should see each other again. Right.